Man, that race played out much different than I thought it was going to be honest. We thought that this race is going to be a race that Daniel Hemrick was finally going to be able to get his first career win. And instead, Ty Gibbs is able to win his second race here in 2021. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the Oscar Uniforms 300 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, I believe the 11th or 12th race of the NASCAR Xfinity Series season. And I have to say that this race overall was not too bad and was the best race so far that we've had so far this weekend. But anyway, let's go ahead and just jump straight into the race. For the green flag even drop today, we had some changes in the race as well. Grant Enfinger was replaced. Brandon Godovic was making his NASCAR Xfinity Series start, as Brandon Godovic did not feel comfortable coming into the race. He unfortunately would be taking over for Brandon Godovic. Brandon Godovic will be back at Texas Motor Speedway to race, and Grant Enfinger will be qualifying for the car. Unfortunately, Grant Enfinger did really not have a great day overall, though, to be honest with you. So anyway, let's go ahead and start off with the race. So starting on the pole in this race would be Riley Herbst. Yeah, that's right, Riley Herbst actually started on the pole, and he would lead the first few laps of the race, but a few laps into the race, Daniel Hemrick was able to pass him and was able to pull away. The first caution race would come out on lap 22 for the competition yellow. I really don't understand why we had the competition yellow, to be honest with you. Considering we had practice qualifying this weekend, we should not have had the competition yellow, especially since it's only 45 laps. You really should not have had a competition yellow in this race. We go back racing for a few laps on lap 26 the race with Daniel Hemrick being the race leader. And the second caution race to come out for an incident between Chad Fitchum and Grant Enfinger. Grant Enfinger tried to clear Chad Fitchum. It really did not work, and he got put hard into the outside wall. And this, unfortunately, would kill Grant Enfinger's chances of winning the race and have no chance of continuing in the race. Go back racing in lap 32 of the event, and this race would once again be dominated by Daniel Hemrick coming off the final corner. Daniel Hemrick would come on and win stage 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We go back racing in lap 53 of this race, where we saw some really good racing overall. Daniel Hemrick actually would be the race leader. He would dominate the next portion of the race with a really, really fast car. The next caution race to come out around lap 92 of the event for an incident between the 54 of Ty Gibbs and a 99 Chase Briscoe. Basically, Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs, I believe, were battling around 5th or 6th coming to the end of stage number 2, and Ty Gibbs basically spun down the front stretch trying to battle. Luckily, he got no damage on the car. This would not take him out of contention. Thank God they have AstroTurf at Charlotte Motor Speedway compared to other tracks, but he was able to continue on in this race. We go back racing for a few laps, and then the next incident race took place around halfway on that ensuing race start between the 0 and the 5 car. Basically, I believe that Matt Mills had a little contact with Jeff Erner. He would turn hard into the inside wall, almost caught the Fox Drone, by the way, and that unfortunately would hurt Matt Mills' chances and would take him out of contention in this race. On the ensuing restart that happened, I think this is around actually a little bit later this happened. We go back racing for a little bit, and then the next caution race to come out during a commercial break between the 10 car of Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton got a little bit sideways going to turn number 4, and he would spin going down the front stretch and get a lot of damage on this car. It would still continue, but got quite a bit of damage on the car. We go back racing in lap 25 of this race, and this is where AJ Allmendinger unfortunately would fall out of contention. AJ had a very, very fast car in this race at this point, but unfortunately what happened was apparently there was a brake failure on AJ Allmendinger's car, and he unfortunately would fall out of this race, and there would be no chance for him, because I think he ended up not even coming back on the racetrack, unfortunately, due to the brake failures, which is a great shame, because AJ was running really, really well in the race, and unfortunately, he fell out of contention in this race. And then we continue racing, and then with about 55 laps to go, a caution would come out for debris. I believe it was off of Jeffrey Renard's car, if I'm not mistaken. That's where the caution came out, and he would get to have some damage on the car, unfortunately. We go back racing for another lap, and on that ensuing race start with around 49 laps to go, with Chase Briscoe being the race leader, by the way. There would be a 3-car incident for the race lead, as everyone decided to come down pit road to take their final pit stops. At this point, Ryan Sieg, who actually took no tires on the pit stop, he was spin going into turn number 1, and it looked like he was going to save it, and then his car auto-corrected when it gripped up, and he collected Josh Berry and Brett Moffitt, and unfortunately all those cars would fall out of this race at the end of the day. We go back racing for a few laps, and then we saw the battle basically potentially for the win, and it was a really good battle. Basically, Chase Briscoe had a really, really good restart, and it looked like he was going to pull away and run away with this thing in that BJ McLeod number 99 car, but Ty Gibbs started reeling him in, and his car was much, much quicker. Traffic started playing in. Ty Gibbs is getting 1/10, 2/10. With around 18 or 19 laps to go in this race, the big moment of the race for the next wreck we'll talk about ended up taking place. Ty Gibbs got right behind him. It looked like he got into Chase Briscoe because there would be no contact. Air would get onto the side of Chase Briscoe's car. Chase Briscoe would spin down into the inside and would not get any damage, but he was able to continue on. But unfortunately, this hurt Chase Briscoe's chances of contending for the win of this race. Some people were really mad at Ty Gibbs after the incident. Ty Gibbs apologized In my opinion, Ty Gibbs did nothing wrong. The air got Chase Briscoe's car around. It's really unfortunate to see this because Ty Gibbs had a much better car and was probably going to get around Chase Briscoe eventually, but it was not really Ty Gibbs' fault, unfortunately. Just air got on his car, and unfortunately, that would spin Chase Briscoe, which is really unfortunate to see because a lot of people were going after Ty Gibbs, and Ty Gibbs really did nothing wrong, in my opinion. You're trying to win the race, and you're trying to basically contend for the victory in this race, and this would hurt Chase Briscoe's chances to contend for the victory in this race. We go back racing on the ensuing restart, and chaos basically ensued on this ensuing restart. Daniel Hemrick tried to clear Brandon Jones, and it really did not work, and then the big one struck. A lot of cars got damaged in this wreck, including Michael and Ned, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Tommy Joe Martins, and Riley Herbst would all get damaged on this. Riley Herbst had a flat tire, and everyone else would also have issues at that point in this race. Before that as well, you had people like Justin Allgaier and Brandon Brown who had to come down pit road. I think Justin Allgaier may have had a tire go down, and I think it was Brandon Brown who came down to get fresh tires. And then we went back racing with around 7 laps to go on the race, with Ty Gibbs being a race leader, and Brandon Brown, after the crash, basically became a rocket. He drove all the way up to around 4th or 5th and started making his way up to the front, and he was really, really fast in this race. But Ty Gibbs is able to pull away. It looked like Austin Cindric was going to have a chance to maybe run down Ty Gibbs. He was getting a few tenths every lap on Ty Gibbs, but he really cannot do anything. Coming off the final corner, Ty Gibbs comes off the final corner and wins his second race of 2021, and gets the 54 car, his second victory of the 2021 season, and Joe Gibbs their second victory of the year. Ty Gibbs, once again, is proving why he is a real deal. His second win of the year. He didn't have overall the best car in the race. I think he had the 3rd or 4th best car. But at the end of the day, he had a really, really strong car. And it's really good practice for him as well because he's going to be running the ARCA race as well. I think this proves that Ty Gibbs is a real deal. And I think that long term, he can do a lot of great things. Now, can someone please sponsor him? Because Monster and Rowdy have their own issues with Joe Gibbs Racing. So can we, for the love of God, please let someone like Ritz Crackers or another company come in and sponsor Ty Gibbs. That would be really, really awesome right now, because he basically said during the broadcast, like, someone sponsor me, please. Because I think that Ty Gibbs is a very, very talented driver, and to see him win his second race of the year is really, really incredible. And I think that he should definitely go full-time next year. That's just my opinion on that, though. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the results today. So, Ty Gibbs wins today's race. Austin Cindric with another very strong run. He finished second in today's race. Great run for Austin Cindric today. Harrison Burton with a solid top 5 run. Great run for Harrison Burton today. Brandon Brown with the fresh tires gets another top 5. I believe this is the second or third top 5 of the year so far. That call to take tires in the race was really, really good. Great to see this for Brandon Brown. Very, very strong run for him. Great to see him getting another top 5 in today's race. Tyler Reddick and the Jordan Anderson Racing Organization, they finished in the top 5 today. It is really cool to see that Tyler Reddick gets that team a lot of points. I don't know if they've made enough points or not to be made sure in the top 40. They are running next week at Mid-Ohio because Josh Berry's in the car. And Josh Berry does have the winner's divisional as a winner. As you've won a race here, you'll be able to lock in. But Tyler Reddick got Tyler top 5. A great run for the Jordan Anderson Racing Camp. And great to see that team once again gets another top 5 today. 6th place goes to Chase Briscoe, recovers from that spin, finished at 6th. Also, Ty Gibbs, not to mention, he had to bounce back from a recovery today. He had to bounce back from a spin earlier, so to see him bounce back and win is really, really cool to see. Ty Dillon finished 7th in the Hour Motorsports car. Really strong run for Ty Dillon today. Another top 10 run for the Hour Motorsports cars. You love to see it. Brandon Jones finished his 8th. Jeb Burr also recovers from a spin early. He finished his 9th. And Jeremy Clements with another solid top 10. He has been really, really consistent here and really, really strong throughout this year. Justin Allgaier finished 11th. Not a bad run. Justin Allgaier honestly wasn't really that great, to be honest. The junior motorsports cars really, really struggled in the practice sessions. And Justin Allgaier had to start all the way back in 26th. He gets an 11th place run. That's really all I can do, all things considered. Again, they're not really great at Charlotte Junior Motorsports. It's historically, he finished 11th in today's race. Riley Herbst finished as 12th. Again, Riley Herbst, once again, is not a really great driver to be honest with you. He really ran there most of that day, around 12th to 15th. Keep this in mind, Chase Briscoe basically beat him. Yes, it's technically like an SHR car with the BJ McCall car they were running, but still, Riley Herbst is still in the same car that Chase Briscoe ran, won 9 races, and he led a few laps in the race for once, but he still hasn't done anything, and he's outside of the playoff cut line. Absolutely ridiculous. He needs to start doing better because he's absolutely not been good this year at all. Landon Castle with a solid top 15 run, gets 13th, great run for him. Alex Bay with top 15 run, finishes 14th. Chad Finch finished 15th, very solid run for the 13 camp today. That'll definitely help him in the points. Ryan Vargas gets 16th place finish. Really good run for Ryan Vargas today. Jay Beaver finishes 17th. Jess Hill finishes 18th. Justin Hilly, after the damage, finishes 19th. 20th place finish for Cody Ware. 21st place finish for Josh Williams. 22nd place finish for Jeff Gernard. 23rd place finish for Stephen Parsons. 24th place finish for Michael, and after damage, 25th place finish for Brett Moffitt, 26th for Maya Snyder. Maya Snyder, we actually have to talk about. Apparently, he had his engine, he might have had a plug wire loose or an engine issue early in the run. He still recovered and bounced back to a decent finish, finishing 26th. But that really took him out of cash because before that incident happened, he was running around 10th to 15th early in the run. Unfortunately, he fell back to 26th, but still finished 26th in today's race. No Grayson after damage. He finished 27th. Daniel Hemrick finished 20th. And I feel so bad for Daniel Hemrick. He obviously, I think, had overall the best car throughout the day. But unfortunately, they had a pit road penalty, an equipment penalty on pit road, and they fell back and really were never able to recover. Their car was really, really fast. They were driving up to the front after the equipment penalty, but they really never had an opportunity to contend. But they still finished in the top 30, but it's really, really unfortunate, all things considered, considering Daniel Hemrick led over, I think, 100 laps in today's race. He was really, really strong in the race, and it was really unfortunate to see that he kind of ended up not finishing as good as he should have. Tommy Joe Mars finished 29th. They were running top 25 today. It's really unfortunate they didn't have a shot of getting a top 20. Colby R finishes 30th. Ryan Sieg finished 31st. Josh Berry finishes 32nd. AJ Allmendinger finishes 33rd. Timmy Hill finishes 34th, 35th place, and finishing last in 35th place today goes to, I think someone else also finished. Matt Mills finished 35th, and I think someone finished 36th in this race. I think it was David Starr who finishes 36th. I don't remember exactly who finished last, but someone finished last in today's race as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and go through the point standings as well while we're at it. So Austin Cindric currently leads the point standings by 84 points over Harrison Burns. That's really good to see Harrison Burns in the top two. AJ Allmendinger is third in the points, 108 back, tied with Daniel Hemrick, 108 back. Fifth is Justin Allgaier, 133 back. Jeb Burton is sixth in the points, currently 137 back. Justin Haley, seventh in the points, 172 back. Eighth is Jeremy Clements, 191 back. Ninth is Noah Grayson, 197 back. Maya Snyder is 10th, 211 back. 11th in points right now is, I think it's Brandon Jones, who currently sits 222 back, and is sitting right now on the cutoff line. In 12 is Michael Annette, who's 228 back at this moment. Brandon Brown is 13th in the points. He currently sits, I believe, 17 points behind the cutoff line. Riley Hurds is 14th in the points. He is sitting 40 points below the cutoff line as of right now. And Ty Gibbs, despite missing a couple races here in that 54 car, with how good he's been with his 2 wins, he is still only right now about 60, like under, I think he's like 54 points back of the cutoff line, considering he has not ran all the races here. He is currently only a few races out of the cutoff line, so that's really, really good to see that he's been running that good. But anyway, let's really quickly go ahead and talk about the race overall. You know, I thought that this is so far the best race of the weekend. It wasn't a fantastic race overall for the Xfinity Series, but you did have points for your comers and guards. You also had that really good battle for the lead between Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs at the end of the race. And you also had a pretty good battle early in the race between Daniel Hemrick and Riley Hurts, where Daniel Hemrick is faster and try to get around him. And you also had a pretty solid battle as well between Chase Briscoe and Daniel Hemrick. So you had good battles throughout the race for the lead as well, and good battles throughout the field. Tyler Reddick also put on a show today. He was driving up, even after a speeding penalty, he was starting to drive up, and that was really entertaining to watch. Similar to what he did in the Cup Series race at, I think it was Homestead. He put on overall a very good show and was really, really fast in the race. So overall in today's race, I'm going to give this race, because of the PJ1 issues though, I'm going to give today's Xfinity Series race overall a 7 out of 10. It was overall a decent race in my opinion. Not the best race I've seen so far in Xfinity Series. There have been definitely a lot of good Xfinity Series races, like the Homestead race earlier this year. But overall, wasn't a bad race overall. The restart's definitely really, really cool to see. And definitely, I thought today's race was overall a much better race than the Truck Series race last night. And it was not as sloppy as the Truck Series race earlier tonight. So, anyway, that is going to be for today's race review from Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, notifications so you know when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my page as well. Links description below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know in the comments below. Congratulate Ty Gibbs on winning today's race, and let me know your score of today's race in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome NASCAR content. Take care, everybody.